Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to today's political joint. I hope you had a very nice day out there. Well, for me, I had one because a very interesting day for me. Um, Plenty news that we have out there for us to extinguish. Well, there is a very strong quake happening over Nigeria, breathing because the during the something breaking, and that is us for the court to no, go ahead, go and any material, sensitive and not sensitive, in the umbrella or in any INEC all the sake to get any information that he needs to go to the court. For him, he was able to get the note from the court, and he has 21 days, 21 days filing their case for the election. The lines are open for you to join us today for this discussion. I'm for the PDP. It is not also a different case because PDP are also preparing their arsenal. They want to come because they declared, they declared through their spokesperson, Melayo, during the collation, the collation, the collation that announced the result. I it happened about 3 days ago. Senator Dino thing. So when he made that announcement, they made a comment about that announcement from Dino. They were like, okay, the election that renewed hope, and they felt that well, for this. Well, the time has come for them to go and gather every necessary information, be it sensitive or non-sensitive, so that within the next 21 days they will be able to address their case in the court. Mind you, it's not just about the Labour Party here. We have the NNPP who feel that their voters were disenfranchised. And what happened? They are pursuing a case that on the ballot paper, their logo was not fully represented. When I got that news, I also felt bad. I really felt bad for them. And I was like, how were they then able to get the majority votes in Kano? Personally, that was a very shocking result. In as much as yes, some persons might be like, why are you even analyzing these results? These results were, in quotes, doctored. Well, I cannot say they were all doctored. Okay. Let also, let's say, let us all be, hold on, hold on. Okay, sorry for that technical hitch. So, like I was saying, let us not all be looking the election result like every information are all fake. Okay, If we also be frank with ourselves, we notice that yes, the APC also won some places. Okay, in as much as yes, we also have our there are still some places that they won the majority vote. Okay, I was listening to a candidate of an opposition party, and the person was just so sincere with me. What did he mention? He mentioned that beforehand, that the before the result was called in some of in his polling units, that there was so much peace. Okay, this is somebody from the opposition party. He said that in his unit, that there was so much peace in his unit, and there was a free and fair election that happened. And unfortunately for him, that his party did not win. But that also does not put it out there for all Nigerians to say that 100% of this election was doctored, or was it was a fraudulent election. No, let's not discuss about that. Let's not talk about that. Okay. So what is happening right now is from now to the next 21 days, we'll be getting so much information with respect to these top candidates going to the courts. And mind you, this is not just about the presidential candidates here. We also need to look into the likes of the senatorial candidates, especially in Kano, especially in River State. And also we can also state Lagos State. Lagos State, out of the 24 federal House of Representative seats, 20 has been declared for the APC. And I know the Labour Party might not be happy with that news. Reason, because from my own analysis, I see it from the fact that P2B won Lagos. That should also affect the number of National Assembly members that should go for the LP, that's for the Labour Party. But I also need to make this clear, that Nigerians should also note that the Labour Party, yes, they have a very strong movement, but I also need to say that some persons did not take them serious before the election. And what did that also mean? It meant that those senatorial positions, the House of Representative positions, were not filled up. And yes, even some that were filled up, we will also notice that some persons were not, well, I say, they never believed it. Not until the movement grew so big that they were able to get in. And some, will I say, grace found some persons. Just like what also happened with the SDP candidate. Oh, I won't also forget the news about, well, I've not really confirmed it 100%, but there is a very strong news going out or making rounds that a Labour Party candidate that was a bus driver made it into the National Assembly. That he reluctantly got this form and was able to get voted, and he made it through. And we also got an information in Abia State that the LP candidate that won the senatorial seat, that's the senatorial seat that was occupied by T.A. Oji, the former governor of Abia State, that the candidate never believed his eyes. Well, these are information. We don't know whether the candidates will come out tomorrow and defend that. Mind you, it might just be It might just be it might just be demarcating his candidacy, because if he comes out to say, I just came out and Grace found me. Yeah, that's what we say in Nigeria here. Grace found me or favor found me. Okay. But that aside, the major issue right now is that Nigerians are many Nigerians, not all Nigerians, but many Nigerians are not happy with INEC. The top major candidates, that's Atiku Abubakar and P2B, have also come out to voice their grievances to INEC, saying that INEC as the umpire set up rules, but they did not partake to those rules. They also complained about the beavers that never gave them the information, that the beavers did not give INEC the information that they used to collect these results. That INEC just went ahead to collect any paper thrown at them, and they used those papers, those fraudulent papers in their words, to come up with these results. We should also take note that the NNPP presidential candidate is also not happy. He wants the election to be fully cancelled because the ballot paper did not represent his party. That is in the name of Rabiu Kwankwaso. But what is coming from the APC? The APC, through its president-elect, that is the Jagaban himself, the Jagaban of Africa, or some will say, no, we don't have to call him Jagaban of Africa. Please leave it for Jagaban of Bodilion. Bodilion being his residential area. But he has also come out to say, see, dear Atiku, dear Kwankwaso, dear P2B, take this olive branch, hold it tight. I want all of us to work together as one. But if you also go down to history, you find out that since 1999 till date, any party that wins or any candidate that wins an election will rush and call the opposition, that telling them, see, come, let's run this country together. But if you check by history, that does not work. To me, it is a tactic for these politicians to reduce tensions, to bring down people's level of agitation. Well, I don't see anything bad from such tactics. Reason, because I do not support violence. But at the same time, the rule of the law should stand. So what am I saying here? The Atiku camp, the Obi camp, the Kwankwaso camp, please keep telling your people you are doing well. By my own, will I say, the information I've gotten, you are doing well. Your camp, they have really not inflated war or poured out their hot magma on the people or the system, but they have been calm. They have exercised composure. They've exercised sportsmanship. I will leave it at that with such words. Sportsmanship. Reason, they have not really protested in a fierce and violent way. Yes, just, will I say, hours when these results came in from INEC, some persons were not happy with the timing of the results. Some were like, the thief came in the night to steal and destroy, because the result was announced in the wee hours of the morning. Yeah, some persons came out very early in the hours of the day, like in Edo State. The report we got from Edo State that they came out to cause mayhem on the streets. But through the help of the police, the tensions were really reduced, and people went about their lives, about their businesses. Okay. So my people, I know for the Atiku camp and for the P2B camp, I know people are not happy. It can be felt in almost every area of the country. But I want to also use this to tell Nigeria, please, you need to come out next Saturday, 11th of March. You need to come out and vote for your preferred governor. Come out and vote for your preferred House of Assembly member. Because if you don't come out, there might just be some persons out there, some elements out there that might just want to use that avenue to do their bidding. So come out. It is your right to vote. I understand there were violence here and there, but the promise has been made. Yes, the promise of last Saturday did not really hold water. The police did not come out to do their work properly. Why would in some polling units that the police were allegedly part of destruction, allegedly part of the people carrying the ballot boxes? We also saw some videos where the police were collecting, in quote, collecting bribes, okay, during the election. And I keep asking this question: where are we heading in this country when an election we spend so much on? Mind you, we do not just spend so much money on this election. The INEC, the presidency, the parties, the stakeholders came out in their numbers to assure Nigerians that this election will be violence free, that this election will count. But unfortunately, the results that we are seeing are not showing, are not representing what happened at the polling unit. Take for instance, the result that was uploaded in the a particular unit, the result was uploaded, and lo and behold, a lady appeared. A picture of a lady appeared as a result. So what do you expect Nigerians to do? Respect to do. Nigerians are not happy. Let's be very, very factual about it. Why would they release a result in River State of a polling unit, and when the result was shown on the INEC website, we saw a result from Sokoto? River State, Sokoto. Or is there a polling unit called Sokoto in River State? Why would the masses not feel down? Oh yes, candidate of the PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, come out, tell his people. I really pity Atiku Abubakar when he was taken. But he has told his followers, please, you need to come out. That shall not happen the second time. You need to come out March the 11th and vote for your candidate. Reason, because come out and vote for your candidate. Hopefully, this time around, your votes will count. And when they count, it will give them more evidence to tell the judges that, see, what happened during the presidential election was sham. What happened during the last election on the 25th of February was a child's play. That INEC really failed to their responsibility. INEC really failed to protect the right of every Nigerian that came out on that day to vote for their candidate. We saw on social media, we saw on TV, where Nigerians were under the rain. So what then happens when those Nigerians that were under the rain go to the INEC portal and see that the result that was collated right there in front of them is totally different from that on the INEC portal? How will they feel? How will they feel when the INEC chairman promised Nigerians that results will be uploaded immediately and that Nigerians will be hello, before we go on, please, Mr. Patrick, do you have anything to say so far?
Well, it's clear that the election was wasn't well, there was no election, put it that way. The It was a shameful display, you know, that with a price tag of 300 billion, you know, 300 billion, what a waste, But anyway, I just hope the Supreme Court will, you know, redeem themselves, because it's very clear, even from the blind. The blind knows that that the election was shambolic. So, and let's see what happens. But I've heard from on the social media that they don't even believe in the judiciary. If someone that came forth can become a governor, probably when they go to the Supreme Court, maybe they will grab a beggar, you know, someone that, maybe one of those, like the P2B, that they just ignore them and Atiku and just grab someone from somewhere else and make him president. We just hope that the Supreme Court will redress this, and hopefully Nigeria will learn their lessons.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But let me also ask you, why would the judges, or the judges in the Supreme Court, not just one judge, why would the judges not make good decisions or good judgments when you have those evidences clean and clear? Reason: what will stand for these opposition parties? I mean, P2B and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. What will stand for them will be them going down to the details of the results. They need to find way to collate these results. Maybe get an independent company or auditors to help them and analyze all the data they have. Okay? Put everything in order, present their case. And they should not also make the mistake of presenting a case that at the end of the day, what happened between Machina and Lawan with respect to technicality. Reason, when there is any loophole during case presentation, the judges might just say, see, this case is lacking in technicality. So, but I think by the time they bring their case forward with strong, I mean strong in capital letter, strong evidence, I do not see these Supreme Court judges going against them. What do you make out of that?
Well, we hope we hope it turns out that way. But we've seen examples upon examples of the Supreme Court, playing games. I'll put it that way. In a normal country, the Supreme Court, that's where the they call it the Supreme Court because that's where I believe they are learned. But there are some cases. I'm not a lawyer, but there are some cases. It's a cut out thing that For example, when someone commits murder, you can't be putting you cannot say, oh, for example, there's a technicality here. But sorry, murderer, you are free. There are some. This is a serious matter, and I just hope they play the game well. Because if not, they will become an international pariah, and you know their colleagues in other countries will look at them as trash. Put it that way. So they need to, even though they provide the evidence, because now the people are heading to the Supreme Court. So people back in Tinubu, people back in
P2B and Atiku.
and P2B, So these are not even one, or maybe these are huge crowd heading to the Supreme Court. So the judges there, yeah, they need to sit down and don't play games with people.
It will be a very critical case because coming from the part that Nigeria is really divided at the moment. Okay, why am I saying that? Even with the result that has been released, yes, some persons don't want to even hear us mention about those numbers. Okay, but by the numbers, you find out that these top three candidates, they were almost at par. Approximately 1 million gapping themselves, meaning that they were almost close. Not unlike what happened in 2019 when there was almost 5 million gap. So in this case, we had a very close call, but the fact that even the the president elect only scored 37% of the entire vote. So he was not even able to get half, that is 50% of the voters. So what am I saying here too? We also have a situation whereby we had a very low turnout of 26%. Now, in a case like that, when you have scored 37% of that 26%, it also means that about 10% of Nigerians voted for you. So
Yeah.
this is a very delicate judgment for these judges because 90% of Nigerians waiting against the 10% that yes came out to vote. The 90% I'm talking about, we are talking about people from the north, people from the south, people from the east, people from the west. And let me also make this clear. this election really showed that from the results that has been released, let's still keep it that way. I know Nigerians don't want to even listen about these results and the numbers. But for the results that have been released, aside the FCT, if you keep it aside, you find out that most of these candidates won 1/3 of the states. That's 12, 12, 12, 12. What does that also tell you? It tells you that it was highly competitive. Even with the violence that occurred, even with the ineptitude and the irresponsibility of INEC, I need to also sound it clear that way, because we cannot, or I cannot, let me say for myself, I cannot say that INEC did a good job. Let me even start from River State, and I don't know how they will cover up for these great and out of the world irresponsibility from the INEC. What happened? Not work hours to few hours to the declaration of results. I'm talking about few hours to the declaration of results in the polling units. And what did that create for the presiding officers and the youth corps members that were on ground? It caused chaos. People were seeing these youth corps members, these innocent people, these innocent youth corps members, they were being seen as perpetrators of doom, of evil. Reason, because they saw that they were seeing it as in the electorate, we are seeing these coppers as being used by these political actors. Reason, because it was time to upload results, and Nigerians were really waiting for that time to upload results. And lo and behold, they are telling them, angry Nigerians, mind you, Nigerians are angry at the moment. Angry Nigerians, you are telling them that, see, that you cannot upload these results. And Nigerians we've had this history of changing results from the polling unit. As the result is making its journey to the collation center, the result will change. And you are telling those Nigerians that they should calm down, that they should not pour their venom on those corps members. We saw incidences where corps members were bloodily wounded.
Yeah.
We saw incidents where they were crying. I did not do anything, no. I did not do anything, no. And they were beaten. I have somebody very close to me, a youth corps member, that is currently at the orthopedic hospital because they broke her leg.
Wow.
I have another corps member that, even as of today, visited the hospital because her foot was dislocated. Reason, because she was running for her life. So how do you tell these corps members to go back to these units come March 11th? How will you be able to encourage them that the beavers will work? How will you also encourage them to tell them that, see, on that day, ballot snatchers will not come to your polling unit and put a gun on your head? How? Mr. Patrick, I need to give you some time to please tell me, how do you want, or how do you feel that the INEC and the major stakeholders of this election will convince, one, the voters, and two, the ad hoc staff to come out and do their bidding come March the 11th.
Well, that would be very, very, very difficult. Even if the politicians go on their knees and beg, because over the years violence is part of Nigerian politics. You know, so even if they plead on their knees or prostrate, with what just happened, I think it's going to affect people coming out to vote this time. Because I think I saw on one of your shows, somebody was saying that that this was the first time of him voting, but it's very clear that his votes never counted. So what he wants to do now is to get some money and run away like others. You know. Now, if you
Yes, sir.
call that person and say, please, we've changed, come and vote. He's this is the first time of him coming out to vote, and the experience he had, you know, he doesn't want to experience it again, and he said in the sense, I just want to get some money, and run away and leave this country. Then I saw another one whereby this young guy, a poor guy, said, "Oh, that I regret being born in this country," you know. And I saw one brought out scissors and destroyed his voter's card. Say my vote means nothing. So we thought it's for the politicians to even it will take a long time for the politicians to change the hearts and minds of people to trust in Nigerian elections. So it's gonna be very, very difficult. So
Okay.
okay, I think I saw on the social media a lady from the United States traveled from the US to Nigeria to vote.
Mm.
Now the person will be saying, "Oh, what a waste of time and waste of resources," because it's very clear my vote is useless. So as it's gonna take a long time. It's not something that will happen in a season. It's gonna take a long, long, long time.
That's a very tough one. That's a very tough one. And at this time, this is the time that Nigerians will just cry, say, "Oh God, come and help us." They will just put it on God as the last hope. Well, they say in court that the court is the last hope of the common man, but in Nigeria, God is the last hope of the common man in
Yeah,
Nigeria.
but I want less. You see, God is not involved in elections. God doesn't vote. It's the citizens of Nigeria that will walk with their two legs and go and cast their vote. But unfortunately, the state has not made it conducive for people to vote. Because, for example, during before the election, we saw the military paraded everywhere with their with uh, their gadgets and toys. So what happened during the election? Because uh, or were they part of the riggers? Because if violence were happened, at least with the security presence, he could have been arrested. He should have, he could have been arrested. But so we don't know if the military personnel and the police were they part of the you know were they part of the orchestration to rig the election, because as far as I'm concerned, there was no election. There was no election.
So are you saying that even in some places that election happened freely and in a fair mode, Will you say that the elections did not happen there?
No, no. For example, in Europe, okay, look at how it works here. So on the day of the election, there's no announcement on TV or adverts. All the political campaign ends.
Okay.
Now you walk down to your nearest polling booth. You know, you go in there. They ask you for your ID. In less than 2 minutes, you're out. There's no political like all these political agents loitering about. It
Okay.
doesn't work that way. Be, you
Okay.
know, because the person picking up those names and ticking up, doing the ticks and whatever, knows that if he or she, their manipulator, she's going to prison. You know.
Okay.
Okay, for example, if you go to a voting center and you now propose to give a bribe, you're going to prison. So,
Just like that.
you know, but can you imagine Nigeria? They will say, "Oh, the Lord has blessed me today." That's a blessing from God, collecting bribe. So, what does it tell you? We have a long way to go. So, what am I trying to say? Here, they carry out elections, no one gets killed, no harassment. You don't see party agents loitering about, you know. So it's quite different here. Elections, do you know what?
Mhm.
During the day of election here, everything is as normal as, you know, you go to work, when you come back, you go in and vote. Maybe during your break, you can just pop in. And here also, they do like a postal ballot, you can decide not to go to the voting center, and you do your own by mailing. You just write your name, who you are voting, and post it.
Wow.
So it then shows you we have a long way to go.
Very long way to go. So how long does election take? Election voting. How long does it take? How many days? How many hours? Or how does it happen, please?
So I think it starts in the morning around 7 or 8 o'clock, if I'm correct, but it ends, I think, by 10 o'clock
10
that
p.m.
day. Yes, that's it. Some Then what they do is that, so each of the polling booths, so what they do, they will then send their whatever, they will gather it together. And what they do like a competition, which group will announce their result first. You know. So by latest 11 o'clock, results are coming out. So by if they have glitches, maybe for example, the counting was too much, it goes to the other day. But latest by 2-3 days, it's gone. You know, we know the winner, by the way. In short, before 6 hours, the winner is already, is well known.
Are you telling me if the election starts by 10 p.m., that by 4 a.m., 10 p.m., if you add
Yes,
6 hours to 10 p.m.,
yeah.
you get to 4 a.m. That from 4 a.m., one should know the
Who is
projection of
winning?
the
Yeah,
of the, of
yeah,
the,
yeah,
of
yeah,
the,
yeah.
of
Yeah.
the, of the
At
election.
least you have an idea. You have an
Okay.
idea.
Okay, I need to read this comment from one of our viewers, IP. IP said, I agree with the points that you both have made. However, the fact that millions of people voted a man that did not give them shishi tells you that a new Nigeria is possible. All hope is not lost. That is from one of our viewer, Mr. Patrick. Please, can you react to that, sir?
Well, it's possible. Because to be fair, um, Mr. P2B, at least from his own side, they said that they were not going to give any bribe or induce people with money to do some certain things. But I don't have any evidence, but I heard in the news that Labour Party were also sharing money.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was true. But if anyone is listening to us that has any evidence uh, or do disagree with me, I don't believe, I don't know, So, but that's what we heard. That Labour they were also sharing money. So
Okay.
yes, a new Nigeria is possible, but will the for if you ask me, Nigeria has been hijacked for years by wicked men and women, So it will take a fight. I'm not suggesting war, but it will take a fight and a long one to grab Nigeria out of their clutches, because Nigeria has been hijacked.
So now, let me ask you, what are you suggesting? Okay, from now to the next 4 years, what do you think the system needs to do to correct? For us to correct this within one weekend, I don't see it visible.
It's
But
not possible.
yes, from now to the next 4 years, what do you think that the system should do about these issues?
If you ask me, I think Mr. You know what? I think the salary of the politicians needs to be slashed,
Okay.
because they see politics, yeah, as a shortcut to riches. First, if we make politics unattractable, what I mean unattractable is, you are being a politician is to serve, not to enrich yourself.
Okay.
You know, the corruption in politics will drop down, because as far as I'm concerned, at the moment, many, like for example, the bike man that won election, that say he couldn't believe it. Maybe right now he's making some calls, preparing, because once he gets his 1 month salary, you know, probably he hasn't made that kind of money in his life. So it will take, for that's one part. Again, we've been in the gutters. I mean, Nigeria in the gutters for close to 40 plus years. There's this saying: a pig with lipstick is still a pig.
Yeah.
Because over the years, this, like, the way Nigeria is, that's like part of our culture. We are bribe seekers, we are bribe givers. We love shortcuts. So if you ask me, the number one thing is to slash the political wages, and I think that
Okay.
will bring that will start the process, of a better Nigeria.
Okay. Well. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Well, so let me also ask you. There are issues going right now about political agents. Okay. The news there is that some parties have structure, and that structure now is about political agents.
Will you
The
call them
Labour Party.
agents, or will you call them agents or assassins?
Okay, no. I'm not talking about their. I'm not talking about their arsenal, as in their devilish arsenals here. No.
Okay.
I'm talking about their representatives at the polling units.
Okay.
Okay? Their representatives at polling units. That's whom I'm talking about.
Okay.
You don't have an agent for your party. In many places, you don't have an agent. It becomes difficult for your party to at least collect an evidence. Remember, after the election, when all votes have been counted and the result announced, every party agent are expected to sign for their party. Every column for their party they sign.
Yes.
Now, remember, these papers that these results or these papers that they tend to collect the duplicates is usually presented at the courts.
Mm-hmm.
So the issue of structure or no structure at this moment in time had to come out with respect to some parties not having enough foot soldiers. Let me keep it at foot soldiers at the polling units. So let me now ask you, do you think that is the best way to go about politics? Mind you, having agents in every polling unit is also, we are talking about money here.
Yes.
And these are the issues we are talking about. Our politics, our electoral processes, even our campaigns, everything is so expensive. When you break it down to our GDP, when you break it down to what we make as individuals in this country, when you split the amount of money that is being spent on election business, you begin to marvel. You begin to wonder, what if these monies were not being channeled to other sectors of the economy?
Yep.
So I am now asking you, what can be done so that these talk about agent and no agent we reduce? That is one. Then secondly, how can Nigeria manage itself so that our campaigns and election processes will not be this expensive come the next election?
Okay. You should start with INEC. The so-called beavers. Yeah. If it has been manned well, the so-called beavers would have eliminated the political, foot soldiers or the political agents, because if they had done it electronically, we have prints. It can be traced. But the problem with Nigeria, that's why I said a pig with on lipstick is still a pig, because over the years, Nigerians have been marinating in corruption. You know, so in the voting polling unit, for example, the problem is, even if the INEC guy or whatever can still be influenced. By the time I give him a bundle of dollars, he'll quickly change the result, so you don't trust him or her. So as it is now, you can't eliminate party agents. But I want to say something. We know in so this election, Nigeria, the price tag for the election was 350 billion. That's almost $500 million. In short, the INEC chairman should have resigned by now. And EFCC should call him and say, please, can you explain where all 350 million? Because from what he dished out from the money, it is unbelievable. That he he should be in hiding. But can you shame the shameless? No. So For example, we copy the American politics. Now, America, their politics is quite expensive. But don't mind even if it's expensive, but it should not result in people dying. You see, because all the money that they spent, yeah, cannot equate to one life. But we know in every election, people must die. This coming Saturday, people are going to die. It's
Oh,
normal.
God forbid.
It's normal. You see,
We don't pray for that. We don't pray for
no, no,
that.
I'm not praying. It's certain. It's going to happen. You know why? Because that's the system. Because the Nigerian politics is do or die. Okay, look at the labor man in is it Ebony State? That was set on fire with his members. So that's one thing with Nigerian politics. It's a do or die affair. It's a do
It's
or
all
die
right,
affair.
sir. It's all right, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much for your contribution. And for everybody that has joined us, I need to say a big thank you to all of you. It was a very, very informative and exciting time with you guys out there. Okay. Thank you for your encouragement. And please, if you have not subscribed or you have not followed us on any of our platform, like the Facebook, like Instagram, I guess you can see them out there, like your Twitter. Please follow us. TAF TV is there to serve you. TAF TV is there to give you inciting information. Have you gone down to our videos to check out our videos on YouTube? We have very informative videos for you out there. We also go out almost on a daily basis to show you the reaction of Nigerians out there. Is it with respect to politics, be it entertainment, be it in general gossips? TAF TV is there to showcase to you the feelings and the veins that Nigerians are popping through. Okay, so please join us next time on this episode of the political joint. And thank you for being part of this episode. Thank you. We love you. Bye.